to another video. This is the last race of the Leicestershire Cyclocross League 23-24 season, and I've had an absolutely terrible start there. Oof, look at that. People just closing the door on me there. Yeah, I realised that I think I started in the wrong gear, so that the cadence was really high, and here to top it off, the chain comes off. So basically right to the back of the field. There I am, jumping off. I'm actually quite impressed by how quickly I got it back on again and get going, but I think I'm basically last, maybe second from last, having started front of the grid. Not the best start. And so now I'm just in this big traffic jam. In theory, I am slightly faster than these riders in front of me because I was gridded on the front row. But it makes for a reasonably interesting video because here's me basically trying to fight my way through the traffic jam for the first lap. Not much space to pass anyone here on this off-camber section. Down the hill here, and then we're onto a bit of a gravel track, so hopefully there'll be a chance for me to go past a few people here. The courses on the Leicestershire Cyclocross League are just awesome. This one's absolutely amazing. It was an incredibly windy day, really challenging, long lap, lots of different surfaces. Around that little chicane, back onto the gravel track. We're down here into the single track in a minute. First of all, got to go through this basically muddy puddle. I was terrible at this on every lap, so you can see people riding away from me here, people going back and past me. Not the best. I think that I need to be smoother, like I'm either 0 watts or 300, 400 watts, and it would be better really if I was maintaining like 250 watts and being smooth, rather than putting the power on, stopping, putting the power on, stopping. That's what I'm learning by rewatching this video. But yeah, still going past people here, which is going well. Obviously got a bit more power than people in front of me here on the straights, but not necessarily that much better than everyone on the technical sections. Stuck in a bit of traffic again here. Straight into the thorn bush. But staying on 420's wheel here. Not much room to pass. He has a look-see who's behind him. It's not going too badly here for me. Took a better line there through the mud. Let's pass this guy on the left. Jump across. here's another section which I didn't do particularly well at. Like, I try and ride from the bottom up here, and I think this other guy here does the same, and then you basically come to a total standstill, and then you've got to get off clumsily, get on, you know, running, carrying your bike, pushing it as I'm doing here, and get back on. And there's a total mess from me there. You can see the other people did it much better. I think a much better option there is to jump off when you're still moving fast, pick up the bike, and then keep running, and then keep it smooth. So making the decision ahead of time to get off and run is better than coming to a total standstill, jumping off on the hill or whatever in the mud, and then flailing about. But I've ridden that bit there, which I didn't do on the next lap, I don't think, so that's pretty good, and it's brought me back those spaces, so that's not so bad. There's a nice bit of time to recover here on this flat section. It looks quite easy, but it was actually quite rutted up and difficult to keep the bike straight. You can hear me dying in the background there. Not the nicest noises from this race. Just such a hard, energy-sapping race. Look at that, absolutely awful. Just fighting with the bike just to keep it going. Again, that's where consistent power would be more ideal, really, than just running out of energy and then basically coming to a standstill. Slightly technical section here around this tree. Not too bad from me. Keeping the bike moving, keeping riding until the bottom of this really steep hill that everyone is often running or walking up this hill. I'm still riding here until there. See, maybe if I got off a bit earlier, I could have got into my stride. But, you know, there's not much to be done about it. That's just a steep, muddy bank. Back on the bike. And into this little off-camber section next. Somebody fixing the tape there. Not too bad. Making my way through. This guy ahead of me is really struggling for traction there. You can see like doing 400 watts there and barely moving. I just think it's wheel spin. Once you're up and rolling, you're okay, but God. A tough little section, that. Looking for a nice line, and into the tape. Not so good. And people are getting ahead of me again. Oh my word, what a nightmare. Look at that. Pathetic. Okay, here we go. Bit faster down here. Keep the bike straight, try not to fall off, and power on until the hurdles. Time to dismount, and look at this, look how slow I jump over this. Ooh. Not the best of free mounts either. You can hear the wind howling. This section was really windy and exposed. People jet washering their bike there and spraying everybody as they come past. Clearing some of the mud from the tyres there. into another tough mud bank. Try and ride. No. Off and push. And then jump back on. See, that wasn't too bad. That was actually quite a good dismount and remount, I think. About the only time I've ever done that. This one, not so good. Really slow up there. And then I don't know what it is about this bit here, down here. It's just thick mud and everyone's really struggling to do anything here. And they're just walking. I was absolutely shattered by this stage. So skip that section, nobody wants to hear me grunting. Back on the bike, almost the end of the lap now. Making another easy place there, but I think that guy gets me back on the hill just around this corner. Big burst of power there. Yep, here he is, back past me, but not for long. Down on the fast section through this little chicane again, and here's the next target acquired. Just trying to reel this guy back in. And once again, it looks like I'm taking a better line, but for some reason it just stand still, he goes past me again. So I was taking a bad line through there every single lap. And off he goes again. Much better rider on that technical section than I am. But catch up again into the woods. Now it's just a case of getting past him on this fast section where I'm slightly stronger, it looks. Looks like there's a slight gap here. Not sure he appreciated me close passing him there. I probably should have shouted on your right, but you know, we're racing. And onto this section again. I'm including this bit into the video because just how terrible I am. What is that? Just running through mud, pushing your bike after doing a big effort on the bike is always going to be pretty hard, right? Managed to ride up that little bank though, not too bad, although probably would have been quicker to run. And we're back into this section again. pretty funny, really. And not the best of remounts. The guy in front of me just fallen off. But he's back up and going. I've almost caught him up. Try and stay on the bike myself, and when it gets to the faster section I think I'll go past him. There we go. Again, not the best of free mounts. Seem to be doing quite well at these sections where it's just a case of holding on to the handlebars and hoping for the best down the hills. And not so good at getting over the top of the little banks. Back to the mud field. There I am. Time to pick the bike up this time. The guy on the red bike there apologising for getting in my way, and me saying don't worry about it, I do the same thing. And then we have the slowest speed head-to-head race up this little mud patch together. There he goes. Whoa, look at that. The speed. Once again, basically come to a complete stop before getting off and running, and having no energy to push the bike up the hill. Another awful remount, and this is the, I think that's the race leader going past me there, showing us how it's done. He's going around to lappers. It's the race leader from the senior race, which starts a bit ahead of our V40 race.
Right, please. Cancel.
Very polite request for me to keep to the right as the race leaders come past from the senior race. guy there's not having the best of days. More of the quick guys going past. Just thought I'd keep this in to sort of show a bit of a better technique for getting around these sections than me. Sort of consistent power going around the bend rather than my don't know what. See, that's how it's done. Not stop start at all. Low down, putting the pedal down, keeping the power on the pedals all the way through. Not crashing into a bush like me. And this is the guy there showing you how it's done. Get off early and run, rather than going the wrong way, stopping and then running. I was having an absolute nightmare here. Just want the race to be finished by this point. Not long now though. So I rode these sections on the first lap, but pushing the bike second and third and fourth lap. Into the wind tunnel again. Down onto the finishing straight. That's the end of my race. Thanks for watching. Hope you learned something about how not to do it. I'll get better next season.